Hey friends, welcome back to Kitchen Nook. Today we are giving this tiny kitchen a full winter makeover, turning a cold, cramped space into a warm and cozy little haven. If you love small space transformations, winter decor, and clever storage ideas, stay tuned because this makeover is packed with inspiration you can use right away. In this tiny winter kitchen, we start by drawing attention to the simple wreath on the cabinet door. A soft garland above the stove frames the cooking area, adding just enough greenery to feel festive. The voiceover invites viewers to picture the faint scent of pine and the quiet of a snowy day outside. With only a few pieces, the space feels seasonal, charming, and still comfortably uncluttered. Now we shift to the floor, highlighting a cozy runner rug that stretches along the length of the tiny kitchen. The narration explains how warm colors and soft fibers instantly make cold winter mornings feel more inviting underfoot. Viewers are encouraged to imagine stepping onto this rug with a hot mug in hand, hearing the kettle softly whistle. Even in a narrow layout, this one textile adds comfort, personality, and a clear visual path through the space. Here the camera glides across open shelves styled with simple winter touches. White dishes, clear jars, and a few green sprigs. The voiceover describes how negative space and repetition keep the shelves feeling light instead of crowded. It invites viewers to notice how every piece earns its place, creating a calm gallery-like look in a tiny room. This section emphasizes that minimal decor can still feel cozy, especially when color and texture stay soft and restrained. In one compact corner, we reveal a dedicated hot cocoa station built on a small tray and a few hooks. The narration walks through clear jars of cocoa, marshmallows, and candy canes, plus favorite mugs ready for winter nights. Viewers are encouraged to picture friends or family gathering here, building their own cozy drinks after coming in from the cold. Even in a tiny kitchen, this playful setup becomes a charming focal point in daily little ritual. Next, the focus moves to a Scandinavian-inspired vignette with pale wood cutting boards and simple white ceramics against a light backsplash. The voiceover explains how clean lines, soft neutrals, and natural materials create a calm winter mood in very little space. Viewers are invited to notice how the single bare branch in a minimal vase adds height and quiet drama. This moment shows that Scandinavian style can make even the smallest winter kitchen feel airy, thoughtful, and peaceful. Now the lights come into focus, with under cabinet strips and a small pendant casting a golden glow over the counters. The voiceover explains how warm temperature bulbs instantly make a tiny winter kitchen feel like a safe, glowing retreat. Viewers are invited to notice reflections on tiles and metal, and how shadows soften sharp corners in the room. This scene shows that thoughtful lighting is one of the easiest ways to change mood in a compact space. We move to a slim rolling cart acting as a mini island, styled with winter mugs, jars, and neatly organized essentials. The narration highlights how the cart adds storage, prep space, and a decor moment without closing off the room. Viewers are invited to imagine rolling it closer when cooking, then tucking it away to keep the tiny kitchen feeling open. This section proves that flexible furniture can be both beautiful and practical in a small winter kitchen. Here the camera settles on rich wood details, like a dark cutting board and a wooden utensil crock beside the stove. The voiceover explains how deeper wood tones instantly warm up pale cabinets and cool winter light. Viewers are encouraged to notice the grain of the wood and imagine the feel under their hands while cooking. Even a few pieces make the tiny kitchen feel grounded, cozy, and more like a welcoming winter retreat. Next, we reveal slim glass front cabinets in this tiny winter kitchen, with neatly stacked dishes and glassware catching the light. The narration describes how reflective surfaces bounce daylight and lamp glow, making the room appear brighter and larger. Viewers are invited to watch reflections shift as the angle changes, adding depth to walls that might otherwise feel flat. This moment shows how transparency and shine can visually double the sense of space in a small kitchen. Now we highlight copper and brass accents glowing softly in the warm kitchen light, from a kettle to small canisters and handles. The narration describes how these metallic touches add a hint of luxury and a subtle winter lodge feeling. Viewers are invited to imagine the clink of metal, the sound of simmering water, and the reflection of candlelight. Even in a tiny kitchen, a few metallic pieces create a rich, cozy atmosphere perfect for colder months. Here we move along a simple wooden peg rail lined with hanging mugs, striped towels, and small woven baskets. The voiceover explains how vertical storage keeps counters clean, while turning everyday items into part of the decor. Viewers are encouraged to picture themselves reaching for a favorite mug, always within arm's reach on the wall. This section shows that in a tiny winter kitchen, smart wall solutions can be both beautiful and incredibly functional. Next, we pause on mini tabletop evergreens perched on shelves and corners, their deep green contrasting with white walls and tile. The narration describes how these small trees bring the feeling of a winter forest into a compact urban kitchen. Viewers are invited to imagine brushing a hand gently through the branches while snow quietly falls outside the window. Simple and low maintenance, these tiny evergreens add life, color, and seasonal charm without crowding the space. Here the camera reveals a freshly updated peel and stick backsplash in soft neutral tones behind the stove and sink. The voiceover explains how this quick change adds texture and pattern without a full renovation, ideal for renters or beginners. Viewers are encouraged to notice how the new surface catches light and frames everyday items on the counter. This moment shows how one afternoon project can dramatically refresh a tiny winter kitchen and make it feel new. Now we share a satisfying before and after moment, starting with cluttered cabinets and mismatched containers in the small kitchen. The narration walks through the transformation into neatly labeled jars, edited collections, and a few wintergreens for freshness. Viewers are invited to feel the calm that comes with opening a cabinet and instantly finding what they need. This section proves that thoughtful organization is one of the most powerful makeovers for any tiny winter kitchen. Here the focus shifts to a boho-inspired winter corner, with a hanging plant, woven basket of linens, and a small wooden stool. The voiceover describes how layered textures and relaxed styling bring personality to a tight kitchen nook. Viewers are encouraged to imagine sitting briefly on the stool, sipping tea while watching snow outside the nearby window. This scene shows that even one styled corner can give a tiny kitchen a warm, creative winter soul. Next, we zoom in on a wood tray centerpiece holding faux pine, pine cones, and a lantern-style candle on the compact counter. The narration explains how grouping decor on a tray keeps surfaces practical for cooking but still visually interesting. Viewers are invited to picture the candle flickering as evening falls, catching reflections on nearby tile and metal. This simple arrangement brings a gentle winter mood without sacrificing precious workspace in the tiny kitchen. Finally, we arrive at the full reveal. Overhead lights dimmed, under cabinet strips glowing, and candles flickering around the tiny kitchen. The narration invites viewers to take in the whole space, from textiles and greenery to metals and artwork. It describes the contrast between the dark, snowy world outside and the soft, golden warmth inside this compact room. The sequence closes by reminding viewers that even the smallest winter kitchen can feel magical with thoughtful design. And that is our winter tiny kitchen makeover. From simple decor changes to smart storage tweaks, every corner now feels warmer, cozier, and more inviting for the colder months. If this video gave you ideas for your own small kitchen, please give it a like, subscribe to Kitchen Nook, and share your favorite part in the comments below. Your support really helps this channel grow.